And bam, I think we are live.
I believe we are.
Thanks for joining, Sonia. I know that we've been, I feel like we've been talking about this literally all night, you know.
I feel like we've been talking about this for 3 months.
Yeah, that's true. The days here. So, I mean, probably about 10 minutes before 5 o'clock this evening, we received, the approval from the city saying that, they were satisfied with all the documentation that was provided to them, both demonstrating that, we're part of a PSO, that PSO is a recognized PSO, from the Ministry of Tourism, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I don't want to bore you guys with, that jargon, but the bottom line is that we are able to start training with amateur athletes. And that is, probably the part that for some people may be confusing. I know on our post, we talked about, making sure that people are members of Waco Canada. So here's the lowdown on that, okay? Our club is obviously a member club of Waco Canada. And, probably we have already several members that are part of Waco Canada, just based on the people that competed at all the Frosty Fens developmental tournament.
And everyone goes to nationals this year as well.
Yeah, all the people that register for nationals, all the people that fought at provincials. You guys are already Waco Canada members. For our members that haven't registered yet, it's very simple. It's one form, and they come and see me. One of the things that we've already talked about is for the members that have been sort of supporting us all this time. Don't worry about any of that Waco Canada membership. Like, we're going to take care of it. It's not a lot, but we're definitely thankful for the support over the last 3 months. And you won't have to worry about it. You'll just have to fill in the paperwork. So just come on in, fill it out. We will take care of it. For those of you who want to get back to training, reach out. Sonia and I were pretty much live by our phones these days. Not hard to find and not hard to figure out how to do this. But that being said, and right now we're going to start with just the kickboxing. But the good news is our amateur athletes can compete in karate, the forms. So it's going to expand into the other martial arts, but we are going to work slowly and make sure that, we're abiding by all of the return to activity protocols that is expected of us. And, so we're going to take it slow and make sure that, both of our staff, both us as our staff, are well trained on how to proceed. And, our members are going to need a little bit of time on getting used to some of the new protocols, because I guess technically, we're not really open to the public. We're open to our members. So it's got to be by appointment only. So Sonia, over to you. How do we do that, Sonia? How do we register for a class?
So it's very simple. All right. So we download the Mind Body app. All right. Once you download the Mind Body app, you will choose, you'll make your profile and everything, put your email in, like all the regular stuff that you do for any other app. You will search Sudbury MMA. All you have to do is click on it, and then you have to find your class. So what might happen when you first open the app, you have to sign a little waiver. And it's just a regular privacy thing. I'm not sure if the COVID stuff is included in that waiver. I can't remember. But you just have to do a signature and you're good to go. After that, you don't have to worry about it. You'll be able to scroll through the schedule, and then you can pick the classes you want to do. Say you want to do 7 p.m. Thursday kickboxing. You click it, you press reserve, and then you can add it into your calendar, and it's that easy. It's super simple. It's a very widely used app for yoga and different kinds of studios like that. So it's very much made for.
Sonia, do you think that maybe because we'll post this, actually I'll probably post this up tonight once we're done. Yeah. I'll upload it and post this video. You think that maybe in the comments you can put the link to download MindBody?
Absolutely.
Okay, that'd be easy. And then I know Sonia was saying it's super easy to do this, and she had this really cool feature, about how to, what do? You record your screen or something or another?
It's an iPhone only feature. I don't know. Yeah. So you just screen record. So I'll post the screen record of what I did to be able to register for class.
Okay, so she'll post that. Maybe post it in the comments, put it on the page, people can kind of follow it.
I'll post it everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere, guys. On every one of our pages, it's coming. So we'll kind of give a little bit of a rundown from start to finish as to what people can expect with these changes. I think the first one, number one is the question we're going to get all the time is the Waco membership. Not a problem. We got you covered. Come and see us. We have all the forms at the club. If you're already a member, don't worry about it. If you're not, a member yet, like we will help you with that. Like I said, our club has been a member for a long time in good standing, and that's an easy process for us.
Yeah.
Okay, so anybody can fill this out. The club is open to our athletes, so anyone who has competed at the amateur level. Okay, if you have any questions about that, reach out to us and we will clarify it for you. What is important to note is that we cannot do free trials at the club. Like right now, if people are interested in joining Sudbury MMA, we still have to book you online and have you try our classes that way. Okay, my light's flashing. It's kind of bugging me. If you can see it in the background there. Yeah. The good news is that right now it's still a perfect time to come on. You got a ton of classes online, and now we're gonna have some classes in person. We're gonna kind of do the Zoom at the same time. So it's gonna be like this hybrid type of class where you'll be able to see not only what we're doing online, but also what we're doing in the classes. So you'll get a really good kind of feel for what our academy is all about.
Hopefully it'll still feel like we're all in the same spot.
Well, that's what we're kind of hoping. Like, one of the things that people have said about our online classes is that, they feel like they're still training with the entire team, right? So now there's gonna be more people. So that one square, I think Sonia did a cool picture today with her selfie, and in the background, you can see Dorothy and Sienna, in the background. So we're just gonna have more people training during these times. So it's gonna be cool. Plus, we haven't finalized the schedule. I know we were kind of brainstorming earlier, before we left the academy, but look for this weekend. You're going to see a lot of updates on the schedule. Probably very, very few changes to the online schedule at this time. We recognize that not everybody may be ready to come back, and we respect it, so we're going to make sure we have a full online schedule for our members to still take advantage of. So rest assured, if that's a concern of yours, don't let it be a concern. You're going to have a full schedule. It isn't really going to change. I think there's one class we might eliminate. But
and even once we're back to normal, whenever that may be, we'll still have the Zoom classes. I think it's a great thing that we got to add to our schedule moving forward. It's a great way to stay connected and to be able to do classes if you're not able to come to the gym.
What's crazy is that and I it's funny because I'll be honest, was it yesterday or the day before? I don't know. I feel like all days are blended together. Sonia, when we first got we spoke to the city a few times, and then we got one of the responses was like, "Hey, we're still looking for verification," and I'm like, "Oh my God, they brushed me off."
Just yesterday.
Yeah, was that yesterday? And then I'll be honest, I had to pick myself back up and say, "Okay, listen, you know what?" And hence that little video at the end. I'm like, no, I'm not going to let this negativity bother me. We're going to keep moving forward. Even the last 3 months, I'm not going to lie, it's been hard. It's been hard for everybody. Everybody is suffering in one way or another type thing. And, it's easy for people to kind of dwell on the negative, but I really don't like that. So, for me, I look at it this way. We've learned a really cool new skill set in teaching online. And we have a lot of members that really like it and that find it very convenient and very easy to work out from home. And they love having a group of people to work out with online. So that's a huge positive.
Classes. It's so easy. I roll out of bed and I'm
yeah, the mornings. Actually, easy. I will say this, our online morning class is probably, I bet you it's 5 or 6 times more popular than, our regular class. So so not saying that we're not going to do the regular classes as well when the time comes, but the online is not going anywhere, guys. If anything, we're going to grow it, and that's going to get amazing as well. But let's get back to what's happening now for our amateur athletes. So once the Waco thing is taken care of, the membership is done, and we make sure that your membership is in good status. The biggest thing is booking your class online. Sonia is going to go through that with the video. After that's done, guys, please show up. If you say that if you book your spot online, you have to understand only allowed, to have a maximum of 10 people inside the academy at any one time. So if you say that you're going to be there, please be there, because if you book your spot and then you don't show up, you're potentially taking that away from someone who wanted to come. So, we're going to start off slow. What are we looking at? Possibly 2 days in New Sudbury, 2 days in South End?
I think so.
Yeah, that schedule's coming out. We're going to start off slow with the in-person classes, mainly because, we don't want to put classes 7 days a week in person. And then obviously when the jiu-jitsu comes back online, then, it's like, oh, you have no more time slots. Like, we're going to make sure to keep the time slots open so that we can run our jiu-jitsu classes and programs afterwards too. But I think we're going to start with probably 2 days at each location, which is a total of 4 days a week, which, you think is like, 40 time slots, right? So, we're probably going to ask our members to limit, their training at the academy to probably like 2 days a week to start.
Yeah.
I mean, just to give everybody a fair chance to rotate through.
Because they can always hop on Zoom as well.
Oh yeah.
Right? Like if you don't know if you can make it, like you're like, oh, I can, but it's gonna be really tight, and you're not sure, just do the Zoom class. It's very doable. It's very easy. And it's the exact same class that we'll be doing in person. So
it will be the same class. Yeah. The cool thing about it is that, if you can make it to the club, here's what you need to know. There's no use of pads or equipment at this point in time. Okay. This is a very strict stipulation of the opening protocols as part of this phase. I'm not saying it's going to never happen, but it's not happening right now. So please bear that in mind, guys. When you come to the class, you're doing like the shadow style workout that you would do at home, except you're doing it in person at the academy. Okay. Right now, there's no clarification on working in bubbles or nothing like that. It will probably change. And I'm sure, as you guys know, like this has been changing pretty quickly, over the past 80 days. So I'm sure that as, our climate improves, there'll be, less and less restrictions. But as of right now, there's no hitting the bags, there's no hitting pads, and there's definitely no sparring or nothing like that. I just want to be clear that that cannot happen. Guys, don't make it awkward for us. Sonia and I were talking about it. Like, we're going to be very, very strict on ensuring that the protocols are followed. We're not going to risk our reputation and our academy because, we want to be impatient in this process. So.
I think it's super important to say, like, it's not forever, right? Like it's not for the rest of our lives. It's literally just for now until we get the okay to expand the limits a little bit more. Like we just need a little bit of patience and a little bit of working together to be able to get to the next step faster, because if we're not following these protocols, we're not going to get to phase 3 or whatever the next phase is for us.
Yeah, no, 100%. And actually we were talking about this yesterday, because for some of us, man, how many days is it, Sonia?
96.
Not that anybody's counting, but it's been 96 days. You know what? And we were saying this has been, it's easy to be like, oh my God, this is crazy. But at the same time, when you look at it over the course of, a 15 or 20 year career of martial arts, it's really a short time for people that are, in year 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of their martial arts training. This could feel like a very detrimental thing to their training right now. But I promise you, once we get through this and, 2 years from now, we will all look back at this and think, man, we as a martial arts community, and I'm not talking about just Sudbury MMA, there's, actually I have contact with several other academy owners, Crew Chris at Mask, Don Culligan at Sudbury Academy, Maz, of course, the president, Justin from Shredder. I mean, there's so many people that I've been in contact with. Every one of these people have shown resiliency and, determination to ensure that their clubs can stay open. And guys, there's many more. I almost hate naming people because I don't want to miss anyone, but there's so many people that I've been in contact with, and all of these people are working hard to make sure that, we all have martial arts academies to come back to.
We all have the same goal, right? I don't think anyone's there's no one who's trying to get to another point. We're all trying to get to the same point of being able to be open at full capacity again. It's not a race. It's literally just, we're all getting there at the same time. We're all in the same boat.
Yeah. Man, there's I can go on and on about, what I've never seen the martial arts community come together so strong. There's people, Matt Poulin, Chris, Rad, there's everywhere. People are all working together for the same goal. So, I mean, I can't remember how I got off on that tangent. Oh yeah. So people are not going to mess this up. We take it very, very seriously. And because, as more and more schools open, we want to be able to demonstrate that, yes, we're professional. Yes, we follow the rules. And, we work with our community partners to make sure that we provide a safe atmosphere for our members. So that being said, don't make it awkward, guys. If you like hitting pads and you have someone at home to hit pads with, no problem. Follow our Zoom class at home and hit the pads there. You're more than welcome to do that. If you want the in-person motivation, you want to hear some crazy music because you miss it you want to see us in person and kind of, you know, have that little bit of social aspect.
You can't dance your technique away, guys. Come do it, but it's shadow boxing style.
That's right. You know, like we'd love to see everybody. Absolutely, for sure.
Yeah.
So that being said, you book your class online, you show up, and then bam.
5 minutes early.
5 minutes early. That's the other thing too.
No more or no less.
That's right. We cannot allow people to congregate and hang out at the club. Okay. That's not something that, you know, we're allowed to be doing. So people are asked to come in for about 5 minutes before the class, maybe 7 minutes. You know, there's only going to be 10 of us type thing, probably 8 people that are actually training, you know, because Sonia and I will probably be teaching together, one person working on the Zoom, one person with the in-person classes. So probably 8 students for now. And, you know, it's not going to take us long to go through the assessment questions. Okay, very standard questions. I'm sure by now most people are very used to it. When they're going to anywhere actually in the city, they're asked these questions. And then, you know, we will be taking a temperature check. Unfortunately, if people don't consent to it, again, don't make it awkward. It's cool. We respect, you know, everybody's opinion, you know, but we have to do this for the safety of the people coming into the academy. Okay.
Again, like if you don't feel comfortable, like we still have the Zoom classes, like it's always an option. It's a very fun option. And I feel like I just need to keep saying it. There's always that option.
Guys, if you don't believe us, you can ask the millions and millions of people that have been doing the Zoom classes. We have quite a few people doing them, and we've always had positive responses from them. So once you get your temperature check, you've answered the questions. What's next, Sonia? Sanitize.
Sanitization, man. We are keeping it clean all the way. So a little squirt, and then yeah, you head onto your square. And get ready for class. That's it.
Yeah, right now we're going to have it taped off so people can kind of have that visual cue. You know, you're going to see, and actually I'll probably post some pictures later. You know, in the academy we have some of those circles, you know, reminding people about the social distancing. We have lots of signage at the academy. But you know, it's going to be like our staff and volunteers. We will make sure that people keep that social distance. Okay, so we will remind you. Don't take it personal. You know, it's just that we want to make sure that, you know, the public feels safe in what we're doing. So class happens. We have a great workout. You know, we're going to listen to some awesome music. And then, you know, the class is done. And unfortunately, we can't hang out.
That's a tough one.
That
Literally,
is a tough one.
say 3 hours after class, chit-chatting.
That's right. That is a tough one. You know, yeah. I don't even want to talk about it because that part makes me sad sometimes. You know, but technically we cannot hang out, guys, and we definitely cannot hang out inside the academy. So when the class is done, you know, we're going to be shooing people out, you know, especially if we have another class that'll be starting afterwards because we need to clean the mats right away. And we have to make sure we have enough time for the mats to dry in the event that we have another class following right after that class. What else can we tell you about the process? I think it's
new, and like, you know, I think everyone's learning at the same pace. Like it's, again, like it's, you know, this has never happened before. Like, so all these procedures are new to everybody. So I think that we just need to be kind with each other and be patient and respectful for it to go smoothly. And like we talked about this in one of our earlier podcasts, like if you're nice to people, like if you're nice about the situation, like it'll go much better.
Yeah, 100%. You know, like
kind, and we're good.
You know, we've put a lot of hours into this. I'm pretty sure that, you know, we've got everything covered. In the event that we miss something, please, you know, talk to us. You know, we're obviously reasonable people. We're going to try and make sure that everybody feels comfortable. So yeah, man, we're excited to be back, and, you know, we're excited to be able to work with our athletes again. And we miss everyone, man. We can't wait to see us. So now there's no excuse. You got to see us online, on the mats, in Zoom, everywhere. You know?
Social media, you know that we're posting, so yes, never get tired of us.
Yeah, or you get tired of us a lot, and you're better off just come and see us in person.
I truly believe this, John. If you always see our posts, like see Sudbury SMMA, every time you swipe, you can't get tired of it because it's always there. It's just a constant. That's
right. We're not going anywhere, man. It ain't happening.
We're here to stay. No, I think as a community, we'll come out of this stronger. As a gym, as a whole community in the north, even in all of Ontario and beyond, like I think the martial art community is going to come out the strong end, you know.
It definitely is. You know, I'm part of a lot of you know, groups that, you know, where owners get together and talk, and senior instructors get together and talk, and like there's nobody that's crying the blues on these. Like everybody's like trying to figure out ways to be able to work with the community and give back to the community and get back to working with their athletes. Like, you know, and more, I'm not sure if people notice, but, you know, we definitely notice that there's more and more schools that are kind of in the same boat as us right now, that they have been given the opportunity to work with their athletes. We are a recognized, you know, organization in sport, you know, that is critical to people's mental well-being and health. And, you know, it's amazing that the government has taken the steps to recognize us for that. So, you know what, I'm very proud of that. And, you know, we will advocate for as much as we can to get people in and working hard and sweating and, you know, enjoying the grind of the workout, man.
Absolutely. No, it's I'm very excited to be able to see everyone. As great as it was to see people on Zoom, like, it'll be even better to see them in person, and some people we haven't seen on Zoom come in person. It'll be fantastic.
That's right.
If I cry, like, you can't make fun of me. Like,
well, I will make fun of you. Awesome. Well, I know people are probably tired. I'm not gonna lie. I think, you know, Sonia and I were talking just a touch bit before we started the podcast, and I feel like emotionally drained. Like, I'm so excited, but at the same time, I'm like, oh my God, just tired. You know, like, I think this week, how many hours of cleaning do you think that's gone on this week?
Like, I think my hands are just like scraped of everything. Like, it's just bummed now. Like, so many chemicals have touched my hand.
I know, it's crazy. Yeah, and, you know, just the emotional roller coaster of what's happening, and, you know,
yeah,
you know, and to be honest,
I said I didn't cry a little bit today, but
yeah, yeah. But nonetheless, guys, we're super excited. Even though we may seem tired right now, we're super excited. We want to get this video out to kind of let people know what's going on, because our phones are kind of blowing up with a bunch of questions. So hopefully answers most of the people's questions. If you have any other questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. We'll help you the best we can. And within the next day, probably starting tonight, we're going to start, you know, putting the classes in the Mind Body. And like I said, guys, if you're booking your time slot, please make sure that you come to the class. There will be a small schedule change to that online class, but again, it won't be very significant. You know, if anything, most people probably won't even really be affected. So stay tuned, man. We got a lot of exciting information coming out between now and Monday, because we're going hard. Tomorrow, actually, we'll start off with Thursday. We do have a class at 7. So there's 8 spots available in New Sudbury for people to train. If you're interested, message us, and we will mark you in and let people know once it's full. I would love to see 8 people come on out to train with us tomorrow night. And then I want to see 50 on Zoom. So guys, let's do it. Let's blow this up, man. Let's get back to it.
Yeah.
It's time to grind.
It is. All right. Well, it's been a pleasure, and I can't wait to see everyone at the Academy or online.
You sound tired too.
Fine.
I'm gonna, I hit the wrong button. Right on, guys. Have a great night. See you guys tomorrow.